Hello, Video World YouTube channel. Thank you all for subscribing and watching. I appreciate it here. So this is a little more insight as to who I am as a person. So I like to consider myself a super simplistic person, minimalistic. For those who didn't know, I actually spent a couple years living out of my car. So once upon a time, I had a Honda Accord, and after college, I went the whole traditional route. I went to work for a foundation. I used to actually work with handicapped children. They were children with severe and profound disabilities. And I was the youngest person in my position by 14 years, and I actually ran an intensive care unit. So, as they would say, it was the worst of the worst of the kids. So, out of all the kids on my unit, they all had tracheostomies. They all had G-tube, where they ate out of, and they were confined to a wheelchair. Interesting story about the job, actually. My degree was in psychology, and I was at a job fair, and there was an attractive recruiter, and I wanted a date with the recruiter for this foundation. So I went over and scheduled an interview, thinking, hey, this is my way to go out with her. I think her name was Tracy. And I went on the tour of the building, and I had never seen anything like this. I had never seen children like this before. And not a joke, I literally went home that night, went to bed, and got sick, physically sick at what I had seen. And that's when I got up and decided, you know what, I'm going to take the job. Because I didn't want another human being to make me sick. It really bothered me that I didn't know that this was out there. So I took that position. Never ended up going on a date with Tracy, by the way. So didn't get that. But worked there for a while. I was young, very naive, very idealistic. And essentially what happened was it was a conflict. I had like a big conflict of interest with the head of the foundation. I'll get more into that on another video. But because of that conflict, I was kind of forced to resign after just over a year. And at that point, I sold everything I owned, took a laundry basket of my clothes, and moved into my car. And I spent the next 2 years driving around, living out of my car. I showered I had a member of Bally's. If anybody remembers Lifetime Fitness, Bally's, it used to be called. And that's where I would go. I would go to the Bally's, I'd work out, I'd shower, I'd do laundry in a laundromat, and I lived out of my car for a couple of years. And I've taken that minimalistic lifestyle with me. So there's a little more insight as to my background and how I got to be here. So stay tuned. I'll continue the story tomorrow. Good night, all. See ya.